Welcome to GetSportsFocus, and if you've been watching our social media, you've probably seen a lot of soccer highlights, a lot of 7-on-7. Of course, the OTY awards, the little segment for each of our award winners. We've been uploading that all last week and this week. We're kind of trying to space it out, you know. But yeah, Summer League is in full swing. We're about halfway there. Thank you to all the teams that are part of it. Lincoln High School, Branham, San Jose Jesuit, San Jose High, Del Mar, and Mount Pleasant. I know next year we're probably going to double the roster of all the teams. So we're going to get the word out a lot earlier so that we can have a better organization. But I'm enjoying myself organizing this thing. 7-on-7. I've been going to a lot of 7-on-7 stuff. We just wrapped up our 7-on-7 tournament with Gunderson High School, G-Town Showdown. Shout out to Gunderson High School for winning their own tournament. It was a really good tournament in a way that the matchups were very close. There was a lot of really close games, especially when we got to the playoffs. So the farthest team was Sac High and North Salinas. It was great. It was great. I had fun. We gave out the big boys also competed, and Gunderson also won that, so they got the double win. But all in all, it was a successful day, and the food was great. Nachos and tacos your way was on location, and it was just a fun event, and we're gonna plan the next one for next year already. We're ready for that. But we got the football season coming up, and the highlights that everybody's been waiting for, the GSF Senior All-Star highlights, girls flag football, and the boys football game that happened right after. This game took place on the 28th of December. We got the Lady Heroes and the Lady 5-Star. We'll just call them 5-Star and Heroes. And this is the first ever flag football all-star game on the planet. We were the first one because everybody else followed right after that. There goes the Heroes and birthday boy Alex Blazinski. Yes, he played in the all-star game on his birthday. You got the highlights coming up. Before we start, we want to thank our supporters, sponsors, and advertisers. Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing. They've been with us for 5 years. Ike's Lovin' Sandwiches, championship level sandwiches every single time. The longest supporter of GetSportsFocus. Weightsandbars.com. Build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts. Another longtime supporter of GetSportsFocus, Nachos and Tacos Your Way, the official caterer of GSF special events. South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust, big supporter of our GSF All-Star experience, and also GetSportsFocus. Gains and Shreds Meal Prep, making eating healthy easy. My personal favorite, the stuffed bell pepper. Quality protein. This is the stand up and support the anti-bullying and suicide prevention game. We'll start with the ladies. Team captain Sierra Rivas, number 11 from Reardon, Silver Creek's Monique Martinez, number 23. Anna Cho in the middle from King's Academy met with QB Carla Perez of Branham and Lincoln's Elizabeth Satterfield wearing number 1. 5-star deferred. Heroes got the ball first, and this was our first GSF girls flag football game of the week. Many of you have seen this highlights from the broadcast, and the only difference is that we shot these highlights ourselves. Different angles, basically. Heroes on the move first. Martinez, she liked this target right here. Alex Hansen. She's a baller. Los Gatos' finest. First down. Next play. Martinez to Cho. Same drive. First and goal now. Defensive adjustments by the 5-star led to this. Cece Jigeri of Lincoln with the pressure on Martinez, picked off, and that is Elizabeth Satterfield with a 66-yard pick six. Both Cece and Elizabeth are from Lincoln, and that's history right there. The first ever girls flag all-star touchdown goes to Elizabeth Satterfield, and she was moving. Next Heroes drive, handoff to Aviana Rangel. She's from Santa Clara, and she's a speedster as well. Big gain down the line. 5-star kept the pressure on Satterfield. She got the game face on. They took turns to get to Martinez, but Mo got the ball off, and Sophia Pun, another Kings Academy representative, caught the ball for a first down. Same drive. This pass got deflected by St. Francis Lance's Lauren Washer. That's a PBU on the stat sheet, and this one hurt. Another interception for Satterfield. She was all over. 5-star got back to work. They had 11 players on the roster. Heroes had 13. Perez with a huge gain to Washer. Rivas almost tipped that ball away. Same drive. Perez, handoff to CC. Another first down. And they just kept coming. Perez to Satterfield. Short of the first down marker, Satterfield caught 90 balls for Lincoln, over 1,400 yards, 19 touchdowns offensively. Not surprised there, but they got it in with Chigiri, the BVAL MVP. 10 plays, 76 yards to go up 12-0. Anna Cho with the breakup on the extra point. Very good job. Just before the half, 5-star looking at another score, but Rangel took it away for the first Heroes INT. And they went to work right away. Martinez to Hansen, up the middle, first down. Clock winding down. Martinez went deep to Hansen again, broken up by Jade Ragnow. That was a touchdown, but Jade, she got a hand on the ball, kept the Heroes from scoring. 12-0, 5-star at the half. Alejandro Flores caught up with the head coaches from each of the teams during intermission. Let's hear what they had to say.
First half, 12 points on the board. What's really been working best for your team so far?
We stay with the mantra of bend, don't break, right? We're giving them the short, right? We're making them drive the field. If they're going to score on us, we want them to go the entire length, use all the plays up, right? Just playing good defense, pulling the flag. Elizabeth's been huge, 2 picks, right? And on offense, we got 1 pick. Carla threw 1 pick, but she's been playing great. Otherwise, we just gotta gel a little bit more. Otherwise, I think the girls are playing great. We just gotta keep up the energy. We're gonna come out with the ball. Just limit the mistakes, right? We're up, so.
And going back to that first pick 6 that got you guys your first points on the board, what was going through your mind on that play?
Well, the other coach was rolling. He was doing a good job picking us apart. It was what we needed. You know, sometimes that's what happens, right? They're trying to punch us in the mouth early to score, and he was doing a great job dialing up plays. Elizabeth just got to the right place. Coach, give hands down to Coach Sean. He called he saw something, called the play, trapped him into throwing it, and then we got it. And then did it again, back at the goal line again for the second pick. So.
And also, I want to just talk about your experience with the GetSportsFocus team and like bringing all these girls together from different schools and really having to create chemistry and a bond so quickly. What's that been like?
Oh, it's been amazing. A lot of these girls didn't even know each other, or they played against each other, you know, on the other side of the field. Now they're all friends. They're having a good time out here. So I told them before the game, win or lose, you know, it was a great time coaching these girls, and I hope Alf does this again. I think this is really good. No other area does something like this, so, you know, really proud to be a part of this. So thank you.
Well, Coach, thank you for taking the time, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Coach. So first half didn't go the way you wanted, down 12-0. What are you looking to improve right now in the second half?
We got to tighten up with our defenses on the weak side safety, and put pressure on the quarterback.
And now, speaking in the second half too, how do you look to get going offensively as well and really start to gain some momentum on that side?
We got to test deep. We got to force their defense to respect us deep, so that way we can open up our run game and our intermittent passing.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. 5-star got the ball to start the second half and scored right away. Carla Perez with another touchdown. This one to Ragnow. Perez, she had over 3,250 yards in the season, 52 total touchdowns, and if you count the first one and this one, that's 54 so far. 18-0. Coach Alex's team, extra point picked off by Ruby Cruz, another senior from Los Gatos. Ensuing drive for the Heroes, this one was sick. Statue of Liberty executed to perfection. That's Rangel with a 60-yard sprint to the house. That made it 18-6. Rangel with another historic play for the Heroes. Heroes defense did their job after that. Both of these teams really put in the time to install plays offensively and defensively in a very short amount of time. Rangel with a 24-yard reception. Next play, CC got the short pass, took it all the way inside the 5. Her flag was pulled by Rivas, who was shaken up, but she was okay. And that play led to a 1-yard plunge in the end zone by Rangel. 5-star defense came up with another pick right here. This one by Washer. Remember, they only had 11 players, and the great thing about that is everyone got to show off what they can do on both sides of the ball. Rangel's second touchdown, by the way, made it 24-6. Heroes defense got stingy. Rivas with a quick stop, followed by this, Rangel with a 55-yard pick six down the far side. That cut the lead 24-12. Heroes, they still got some work to do. Santa Clara, they got ballers over there. Under 2 minutes left in the game, Washer with a great read on this play. That's another PBU for the 5-star defensive stat sheet. Heroes went 2 short yardage plays in a row, and it worked. Moved the chains. The time was running out, and the defense forced them to go for the gold. Rangel with another breakup on defense. Again, pass intended for Hansen. And with 24 seconds left, Jade Rangel came up with another pick for the 5-star defense to end the game. Outstanding effort by both teams, 24-12. 5-star over the Heroes in the inaugural GSF Senior All-Star Flag Football game. Alejandro Flores was there for the post-game interviews.
All right, what's up, GetSportsFocus? Just ended the first ever inaugural flag football game. Now, I have a couple awards to hand out. First of all, the playmaker. Where's Rangel? With 2 picks right there. Rangel for the Heroes. I have a couple questions for you. So first of all, you had a great game defensively, 2 interceptions. What really led to that performance?
I just tried to stay in my zone and read the quarterback's eyes.
And now speaking on the first ever inaugural GetSportsFocus flag football game, how much of a privilege is it to be a part of this game?
I mean, it's awesome. I'm sure it's going to go for a lot more years, so it's cool to be a part of the first one.
Thank you so much. All right, now moving on to the... All right, now moving on to the MVP, Elizabeth Satterfield. Here's your shirt, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hold it up, hold it up.
I'm going.
Also, gotta give this out, ice sandwich for you and also for our playmaker. There you go. So, first of all, a great overall team performance. What really led to the great chemistry that you guys had today?
I think it's our practices. We're always so hype, and it's always such a good vibe with everyone. I mean, everyone knows everyone's name, everyone likes everyone, so it really helps on the field.
And speaking on the entire game of flag football, how much this game has grown for women's and men's going into the Olympics, now first time for GetSportsFocus. What's it feel like to watch this game expand?
Oh, it's so great. I'm hoping that I get on a college team because I really do want to be in the Olympics, but I think it's so great that women now have the opportunity to play football in a way that everyone can see, especially now that it's being recognized by the Olympics.
And you're playing at a high level. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. And now the winner, 5-star. Here you guys go. First ever champion. Thank you again to both teams. You guys played great today. Thank you so much. That went well. That went well for a first one.
Shout out to the ladies for being the first group to play in the first ever GSF Senior All-Star Flag football game. Moving on to the fellas, this is the 3rd annual GSF Senior All-Star Game. We had a little less than 300 athletes nominated this year, and we narrowed it down to about 120. On there, 47 schools represented this year's All-Star Game. It was a great experience working with the players and the staff. Our average practice attendance was in the 80 percentile. That's with finals and holiday stuff going on. The best part of it all was watching the rival schools work together. Guys who don't even know each other's schools, getting to know each other. That was great to see. It was great to see the guys extend their network all together. This was Coach Harrison's 3rd year coaching the 5-star and Coach Andrew De La Cruz's 2nd year with the Heroes. Last high school football game of 2024, and it's our last GSF football game of the week. Let's meet the captains. PJ Mataafa of Berkeley, Mini Monarchs Jonah Kroner, Sequoia's Jordan Crockett, De Anza High's Victor Jerry, and Roman Jacobs of Palo Alto represented the Heroes. 5-star captains consisted of Jonathan Kraft, El Cerrito, Jackson Cahoon, St. Francis, Bellarmine Bells, Charles Schwall, Matthew Polino of Santa Clara, and Wilcox Chargers' Adam Kenny. Opening kickoff, we got Los Gatos kicker Jake Gerber. He is one of the best kicker in the CCS. Actually, in NorCal, he can play any position as well. And he's a stud. Kingston Kanaaina with a fair catch. We'll have more on Kingston later. There were a lot of really good defensive players on both rosters, so you'll see a lot more defensive plays than normal. That doesn't mean there weren't any offensive guys. We got D1 guys, MVPs, first team All-Leaguers. PJ with back-to-back stops for the Heroes to start things off. Fresno State signee Jonathan Kraft, the QB1 with the keeper. Got the first, and they started to move. Kraft to Jacob Liu. Jacob got a lot of offers just being on the All-Star team. Standout athlete with a high GPA, brought down by Jonathan Cruz. But the Heroes would force the punt after this deflection by Jones Lewis of Valley Christian. Jones played every defensive snap for Valley Christian this past season. He's a 3-year varsity player. Instead of punting though, Coach Harrison decided to give it to St. Francis James Jordan. Here's a future Lake Forest tight end. And there goes Cruz from Sobrato with a big hit out of bounds. Same drive. The give goes to BYU bound Ke'ana Aina, our offensive player of the year. Met at the line by Jacobs. 14 is a hitter. Next play, 5-star took a shot up top and almost connected. Kraft tried to hit his 6'3" tight end Brady Kirk of Bellarmine, but Cruz was there ready to strip the ball loose. Incomplete pass. 4th and long. They went for it again. Why not? Kraft flushed out of the pocket. Got it to Silver Creek's playmaker, Austin Price. Price, he's a hidden gem. That's a touchdown catch that did not count. I think it was holding, so the Heroes took over instead. First play of the drive, Sac State bound Jackson Cahoon with his patented TFL, of course. Cahoon was our GSF linebacker of the year. He's gonna have fun at Sac State. I think he already moved there, from what I understand. Heroes regrouped. And here's your Monarch connection right here. Cronin to his tight end, Owen Harrington. The 5-star defense, they were solid. 3-star running back, Keon Marshall with the ball. He's from Saratoga. Got stopped after a couple of yards by Hayward High's Mateaki Pongo and Cahoon. And this was part of the Heroes' offensive storyline right here. They had multiple bad snaps and they lost yardage. Heroes, pass coverage, stayed strong. Davian Refugio, another Sobrato Bulldog, with a quick takedown on Jordan. He's another standout from Sobrato in the secondary. And we finally got a long run right here. Sarah Padres, Nano Latu, first team All-League with a 40-yard burst all the way inside the red zone. Touchdown saving tackle by Aiden McChristian. Both are track stars. Aiden McChristian is from James Logan. 5 stars in a really good scoring position, but there goes Davian with the pick in the end zone. Touchback gave the ball back to the Heroes. So now it's time for Burlingame's Luke Levitt's turn to be the field general. Good start right here. First down toss to Matthew Anderson of Christopher High. He's a big tight end. But the 5-star defense forced the Heroes to do things they weren't supposed to do. Menlo School's 2-time All-League defensive end and the CCS TFL leader David Matre got himself a sack Next play, Levitt avoided Matre, ran up the middle, almost got obliterated by Cahoon and Nico Tatum of Bellarmine. Speaking of Tatum, he ended the first quarter with a pass breakup. Tatum was part of our 7-on-7 team when he was a junior, I believe. 0-0 after one quarter. Second quarter, this was actually the last play of the first quarter, sorry. Five-star had some ball issues of their own. Sometimes the timing can be very difficult. Roman Jacobs made the hit before Jordan could even advance the ball. And there we go. And now we go to the second quarter. Jacobs picked it up where he left off and lit up the five-star QB with a big hit. Woohoo! That's tough. Kraft got drilled after a spin move. Jacobs, he had 160 tackles during the season, top 10 in CCS. And for the next couple of series, the Heroes defense dominated. Malachi Dominguez, his brother, was one of the first GSF All-Star that represented the Oak Grove Eagles. Let's get a double dose of Kai, another big hitter from the Heroes. Chris Yoon of Sarah, he was the one who absorbed the two big hits, and he's rock solid. Picked up 5 yards after that play for the five-star after his QB Andrew Hennigan got him the ball. He's also a Sarah Padre, and with Andrew at QB, anything is possible. I've been wanting to say that. Check this out. Late entry to the GSF Senior All-Star roster of 6'2" wideout from Overfelt, Isaiah Smith with a 55-yard catch and run. Hennigan, he threw a perfect strike to Smith in motion, and we finally got our first score of the game. And check out the celebration. It's all legal stuff in the GSF All-Star game. Looks like Hennigan parked his phone in the end zone for this exact moment. He was Sarah's starting QB for the entire season, and it was great to see him be part of this along with 6 other Padres. That's the longest touchdown pass in the short history of the GSF Senior All-Star game. Aiden Babick, PAT good, 7-0, five-star with 10:28 left in the half. Heroes got a 40-yard run from Valley Christian's Marcel Leggett, 3.4 GPA, WCAL first team. He was one of the first players we invited to play in the All-Star game last summer, and he's headed to Lewis and Clark this fall. He's a good one for sure. Oak Grove's Ryan Wright got his shot at QB, and he used his legs to gain some ground. 3 straight keepers for Ryan. He was our Heroes 7-on-7 QB during his freshman and sophomore seasons. A multi-sport athlete. Ryan plays basketball, baseball, and I think he ran track as well. Same drive, Ryan found Adam Tusakovic. Name sounds familiar? Adam was also part of the GSF Senior All-Star soccer team, represented the Delmar Dons. Heroes marched the ball all the way inside the 20. Marshall got a nice sealed block from Dominguez, but the five-star defense made the stop and forced the Heroes to kick a field goal instead. Gerber, automatic from 30 yards out. That cut the lead 7-3, and the Heroes are on the board. Ensuing kickoff, GSF Special Teams Player of the Year, Kingston Ke'anaaina. Yes, he's got 2 awards. Not gonna lie, we're gonna miss this guy on Friday nights. 25 total touchdowns for the King his senior year. That includes 6 touchdown returns as well. Nice pickup of about 32 yards. Third and short for the five-star, and there goes Valley Christian's Corbin Bixby with a TFL. He only had one of those during the season, but he did have 95 tackles for the Warriors. Same drive. This one was beautiful. Hennigan, another one to his all-star stats. A 26-yard toss to a leaping Price. He's the future San Jose City Jaguar, and he's one of those guys that can make things happen as long as you get the ball to him. PAT was good, 14-3, 5 stars with 2:26 left in the half. Heroes plugged in Cronin back at QB, and they played with a boosted sense of energy. Third play of the drive, Cronin to Ryan Hankins. Great concentration, great catch up the middle with everything going on. First down. Jonah, by the way, is headed to play ball in Ohio for the Miami Redhawks, first team WCAL QB. He can run the rock as well. Coach De La Cruz and his staff did a fine job having the heroes move in this drive. Matthew Bowles, star receiver from Christopher as well. He's going to be an owl next year for Coach Rabb and Coach Coleman's offense, along with 2 other Christopher High alums, Aaron Davis and Solomon Quintero. There were 9 Cougars in Coach Andrews' roster, and this touchdown catch is by one of them. Terrence Barnes is a beast. Crisp route, Cronum with the perfect pass. Touchdown Heroes. Gerber's PAT was good, and that cut the lead 14-10 with 46 seconds left in the half. And that's enough time for Hennigan to orchestrate a strong drive from their own 20. He tried to get it to his fellow Padre Nano Latu, but the ball ended up in Dominguez's hands. That's a pick. And they all went crazy in the sideline. 5-star defense responded. Teddy Chung, he's one of the best safeties in NorCal this past season, and he radared this ball in for his fellow Padre brother. I got you. Nice snag by Teddy. He's going to be another one of those guys that we're going to miss covering. He's going to Harvard next year to play with his brother John. 14-10, halftime score. Alejandro Flores talked to Coach Jason Harrison at halftime about the game plan.
Okay, Coach, it seemed like in that second quarter, that's really when things started to kick up a notch. What led to the success offensively?
Our guys started to make plays. Quarterbacks made the right reads. You know, unfortunately, we turned the ball over a lot. We got to try to minimize those. But we started to just trust the process, trust the offense, what we've been doing the last couple of weeks.
And there was a couple of drives in that first quarter, especially where you got down the field, just couldn't capitalize. What's going to lead to that red zone success?
Run the ball. I have to run the ball. You know, I'm trying to get everyone touches. Red zone, give the ball to the running backs.
And especially now on the defensive side, you guys are looking to improve. You got a pick there at the end of that half, but, you know, you still allowed a touchdown there. What's going to improve for the defensive side in the second half?
Well, we have to prevent our defensive ends from coming too far upfield. That's breaking contain, and the quarterback's making some plays down the field. So our DNs got to squeeze and hold the line so the quarterback can't scramble.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, so this turned out to be a close first half. Definitely expected, and it was beautiful because there was no rain this time. 5-star defense with a party in the backfield. Team captain Swall and Kenny with a QB sack. So the 5-star got the ball back, started to drive. James Jordan found himself a new position. Coach Harrison used him to the max. He was hard to stop with the ball in his hands. He got some solid reviews from our staff after everything was all said and done. Heroes, they got Jonathan Cruz. He was having a great game when this happened. So yeah, I've covered high school football for about 15 years now, and this injury right here is right up there. It was bad, but Jonathan, man, he's a positive guy. He really played his butt off in this game. Initial diagnosis was a dislocation of the ankle, and he did suffer the bone fracture and had surgery, but he's okay now. He's actually going to OTAs next week at Southern Oregon. Last time we checked with him, he said he was back at it, and I'm really happy for him to be playing at the next level. Before this play though, Jonathan made 3 tackles in a row. Talk about playing every play as if it were your last. This was it right here. That was Jonathan. His head coach, Joel Rueda, and his staff, they do a great job with their players. And you can tell by the way Jonathan handled this whole situation that he had a very good and solid foundation in life. Shout out to his all-star family. Shout out to his parents. I know his younger brother was crying at one point when he saw his brother down on the field, but thanks to the quick response of the medical staff, Cruz was able to get to the ER and everything was handled professionally. I literally just texted him like a couple of days ago and he gave me an update that he's going to be playing football at Southern Oregon. So that's great news. And there's a thumbs up. It ended up being a 35-minute delay, something like that, but it was all good. Jonathan was in good spirit when he left the stadium, and the show went on. 5-star settled for a field goal and took a 17-10 lead. The Kickers got some major action in this game for sure. Heroes' next possession, the struggle continued. Bad snap led to a turnover, Loose ball recovered by Giovanni Resigliano of San Lorenzo Valley. I think he meant to point the other direction though. All good, my man. 5-star started to move again. Yoon with a nice carry off tackle towards the opposite sideline, but Christian with a tackle. Same drive. Can't have a game with Kingston without Kingston scoring one. His last touchdown as a high schooler, Wildcat formation. That's a gut punch though. 24-10. That extended the lead with 4:36 left in the third. Heroes turn to Cronin once again, and Jonah, he liked his big, tall tight ends. He got 3 of the best tight ends in the CCS. Anderson with a catch, but a penalty wiped that out. Next play, Santa Clara stand up. Brian Madueno with a pick for the 5-star defense. That's the second one. I was super happy for this young man when he made that play. He was one of those guys who really put in the work to be part of this year's All-Star team. And the 5-star in business, Kraft, back at QB. Check out this catch. This is iconic right here. Smith with his second touchdown catch of the night. Coach Harrison drew up this specifically for Kraft and Smith, and this was the best part of the play right here. Everyone celebrating in the end zone. These guys have only known each other for about 10 days. Smith, by the way, is taking his talents to Foothill College next year. He's going to be an owl for Coach Coleman for the next couple of years. 31-10, Coach Harrison's squad. Five-star defense, rock solid. Kevin Ka'anaina with a TFL. He was outstanding for St. Francis last season. Heroes, though, they believe. Cronin to this young man right here, Jimmy Shabetta of Branham. Jimmy's headed to Northern Arizona University. First team All-League, 3.1 GPA, one of the 3-headed monster of Coach Andrews' tight end squad. He's about to tear it up at NAU. But I gotta give a special shout out to Coach Josh Vesperis, the 5-star defensive coordinator, and Coach Sione Umufuke, the D-line coach. Precision rush. They put the right guys at the right place at the right time throughout the game. Kenny with another QB sack for the 5-star defense. And then this, Bennett Young came up huge with a game-sealing INT. I know it's early, but Coach Pope, the DB coach, he also did a fine job with the secondary. Third interception for the 5-star, 31-10 after 3 quarters. Fourth quarter, Bellarmine Bell's Nate Bayman committed to Puget Sound University. Senior season, he made 42 tackles, 1.5 tackles for a loss, 6 pass breakups, no interception. Well, he's got one now. Great way to end his high school career right here. And yes, he made the most of the post-game celebration. I didn't really know where they were going, I guess to the end zone to do some photo shoot, but Nate also plays baseball, and he played for our GSF 7-on-7 team when he was a junior. 5th takeaway for the 5-star defense. This was the icing on the cake right here. Hennigan. Hennigan went from a 3rd-string QB his junior season to the starting QB at Sarah his senior season, to a record holder for the GSF Senior All-Star Game. 3 touchdown passes for Mr. Hennigan, and that one is definitely memorable because of the one who caught it. Fellow Padre Charlie Willie. PAT by Babbitt was good, and that made it 38-10, 5-star. That prompted an early celebration for the home sideline. Coach Harrison, too quick for the premature Gatorade bath. He's a professional running back, so what do you expect?
Hey, come on, fellas! I'm a loser! Don't play with
Number
us!
6, Kiana Shane.
Back to the closing minutes of the game. Heroes, they don't give up. Cronin with a 56-yard bomb to Sobrato's Ryan Hankins. He's a record holder for Sobrato High School, single game record with 243 yards, single game reception record of 10, and both him and Jonah are in the GSF All-Stars record books for the longest touchdown reception for QB and receiver. They outdid Hennigan and Smith's first touchdown connection in the second quarter by a yard. And that wrapped it up. Head coach Jason Harrison is now a 3-time GSF All-Star champ. Congratulations to all the seniors. Thank you to all the coaches and staff for putting together another great experience for the All-Stars. Final score, 38-18. 5-star over Heroes Alejandro Flores with the GSF Game of the Week post-game interviews.
What's up, GetSportsFocus? I'm here with the winning team, 5-star, and I got a couple awards to hand out. First off, Playmaker of the Game. Where's Andrew Hennigan? QB, 3 passing touchdowns today. I want to talk to you. What worked so good for you guys offensively today?
I mean, I don't know. It's what I said. The line giving good blocks, wide receivers running good routes, and I got to get it to them.
And you know, being a part of this All-Star game, playing with guys that you played against during the season, meeting a lot of new players. What's the biggest takeaway you're gonna bring from this game?
I mean, it's just how sports bring us together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm friends with guys from St. Francis that I wouldn't have been friends with before the season, so we could put aside the beef, and now we're friends now.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Hold the shirt up.
Hey, hold the shirt up. Hold the shirt up.
Where's the ice? Where's the ice?
I got Ike's.
Get a free egg sandwich. All right. Now we have the MVP. You know, I'm from a public school, so I love giving this one out. Isaiah Smith. MVP.
Hold it up. Hold it up.
So I want to speak on that. You know, in an all-star game, you got a lot of guys from private schools who get a lot of attention going into this game, but you, from a public school, come out and show what you're all about. How did it feel?
Feel great. All week I came out here to play. My boys, some dogs out here, you know what I'm saying? We used to this out here. Yes, sir.
Also, I got to know, man, you were so successful in the passing game today. I want to know, did you put anything on your gloves, man? What's up with the one-handed catches, man?
It's all God right there. I give it to him. Yeah, it's all God.
And now I want to ask you, what about your future in the game of football? What's looking ahead for you?
I'm gonna just keep balling out, go to college, school first, you know, take care of school, and then see where it takes me.
All right. Yeah. All right, now here we go. Coach Harrison. So Coach Harrison, this is your final ride-off into the sunset. How did it feel to win it with this team right here?
Man, to end it this way, man, I couldn't have wrote a better script. We struggled at first, but second half, at halftime, I did say we were gonna make some plays and move the ball and get some touchdowns, and we did exactly that.
And now being with this team for a couple weeks, practicing with them, playing in the game with them, what do you think is the biggest factor about this team? What makes this team so special, these group of guys?
They're fun and they just play with passion, right? They were the team that were like, Coach, I got it. Coach, what do I do here? Coach, I got it. They picked it on so quickly, and they came out and played, man.
Well, Coach Harrison, we want to thank you so much, not just for everything that you've done at Gunderson, but all the wisdom and coaching you spread here in the Bay Area. Thank you so much, and congratulations, you're right off at the sunset. GSF, the winner!
Congratulations, Coach Jason Harrison, 3-time GSF Senior All-Star champ. Maybe you could go for the 4th one in December. And speaking of that, this is the game right here, December 28th. It's a Monday night. Oh yeah, Monday Night Football All-Star game for the 4th year. And it is going to be awesome, people. You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking for Nachos Tacos being part of this whole experience, because they're going to be at the All-Star game selling food. And, you know, I'm all about the food, man. I love their food, and I'm glad that they are on board to support us and our athletes. Speaking of athletes, now that we are moving into the GSF 2025 football season, you're going to see a lot more student athlete profiles. You're going to see a lot more one-on-one interviews. We're working on that. You'll probably see Coach Andrew come back sooner than later in August. He's been busy. I know he's been busy with the Panthers, with his business. The guy's all over the place. I mean, he was at weightlifting nationals and all that stuff. And we really appreciate Coach Andrew being part of GSF during the football season. What else? I mean, Summer League's going to wrap up in about 4 weeks. And yeah, we're going to have a lot more content about, and it's going to be about like more student athletes. And who knows, we might do some team stuff too, like team rankings and all that stuff. There's going to be a lot of really good teams this coming season, and I'm super excited for the WCAL and then the EBAL. It's going to be really fun, and the BVAL. Oh, if you want to be part of GSF, hit me up. We are accepting applications for interns and shooters and photographers. So there you go. And I tell you what, on the next GSF Weekly, we're going to start talking about the upcoming the rising seniors and rising juniors, rising sophomores, and who to watch out for in the 2025 season. So if you have any ideas, DM at GetSportsFocus. As far as, you know, if you want to make sure we look at somebody, do that. DM us, send us some information about your athlete, and we will do our best to do something. That's pretty much all I have, man. It's been great interacting with a lot of you out there when I'm out and about at tournaments and at schools, and yeah, I really appreciate the support. So until next time, you're watching Get Sports Focus.